Can you sense it? Quiet and far away, somewhere in the night, sleigh bells drift, soft as snowflakes, floating gently where only dreams can reach. Each tiny sound seems to ripple through the air, slipping away to places we can only imagine. Hello, little dreamer. It's me, Luna, your magical night-traveling cat. Come curl up close, right here beside me, where it's warm and safe. Tonight, there's a secret waiting to be shared. A special something I saw while gliding along moonbeams across the world on Christmas Eve. Everyone knows Santa visits children when they sleep. But tonight, something different. Tonight, the impossible places, the homes that seem too far away, perched too high, hidden too deep for anyone to reach. Places where it seems Christmas could never find its way. And yet, Santa always does. He always finds a way. Before we step into the magic, would you like to help Luna sprinkle a little starlight along our path? If you tap the shimmering like button below, it's as if a tiny star blinks on in the story's sky, a sign for Santa that you believe in impossible places. And if you whisper a wish to the subscribe star, Luna will follow its bright trail back to you and bring more magical stories tomorrow night. Here it is, a tiny crystal snowflake from the North Pole. Hold it gently in your palm. Feel the warmth spreading through your fingers like honey. See how it glows soft and steady, like starlight caught in glass. When this snowflake rests in your hand, anywhere becomes possible. Every impossible place becomes a doorway. Now then, hold the snowflake close, eyes closing, those distant sleigh bells calling, calling. Time to follow them together. The crystal snowflake grows warm in your palm, and suddenly the world opens to endless ocean, dark as midnight velvet. There, standing brave in all that darkness, a single lighthouse beam sweeps round and round across the water, alone on an island no bigger than a bedroom. Waves roll and crash in their ancient rhythm, the sound the world makes when rocking itself to sleep. Through the tall window, a little girl sits with her face pressed against the cold glass, her breath making tiny fog flowers that bloom and fade. Her braids are messy from so much waiting, so much watching for her father's ship on the horizon. He's a sailor on the great ocean, far from home, who won't return until after Christmas passes. Tonight, the lighthouse feels like the loneliest place in the whole wide world. Then something changes in the dark sky above. A shooting star blazes bright across the heavens and falls. But instead of disappearing the way shooting stars always do, this one lands right in the ocean. The water glows golden where it touches, rippling with light. And from that glow, Santa steps out onto the waves. He walks across the water on frozen starlight, each footstep creating a rainbow path that hums with magic. Beside her sleeping form, he places a golden compass that feels warm to the touch. This one doesn't point north or south or east or west. It points toward the people who love you, no matter how many miles of ocean lie between. One impossible place found, one little girl's heart soon to be warmed. The snowflake pulses gently. Another place is calling. Everything shifts the way dreams do, soft but sudden. Stone walls rise up all around, ancient and gray and covered in sleeping ivy. Doors appear everywhere. Wooden doors thick as tree trunks, metal doors etched with swirls and patterns, tiny doors that might lead to mouse kingdoms, and towering doors that disappear into shadow. Every single one locked tight, their keys long lost to time. Up the spiral staircase at the very top of the tallest tower sits a young prince. His parents locked every door in the castle to keep him safe from anything that might hurt or frighten or change him. But safety built from locks and bars feels terribly lonely when you're small and the world outside is vast and full of wonder you'll never see. Outside the tower window, snow begins to fall through the darkness. One single snowflake doesn't drift down like all the others. It floats sideways instead, gliding toward the tower on invisible wind. It finds the ancient keyhole and slips through, delicate as breath, quiet as hope. Inside, it grows and grows and grows, expanding like breath-filling lungs, until Santa stands there smiling, brushing white powder from his coat. He leaves a golden key resting on top of a leather-bound book that smells like adventure and faraway places. But this key doesn't unlock doors made of wood or metal or brass. It unlocks imagination, which has no walls at all. Two impossible places Santa has reached tonight. Two children who thought they were forgotten. The snowflake tugs gently downward, pulling into blue depths. Down now, sinking into blue. The world turns liquid and soft, every shade of blue that ever existed, all layered together like watercolor paint. Everything moves slowly here, like honey, like time itself is swimming rather than running. Deeper and deeper, past fish that glow like tiny lanterns, past coral gardens where seahorses sleep standing up, until a submarine appears, gliding through the dark water like a gentle metal whale. Through the round porthole windows, twin siblings press their small noses to the thick glass, leaving two matching nose prints. A brother and sister watching ocean mysteries drift past in the darkness like a very slow parade. Their parents are scientists who study the deep sea where sunlight never reaches. And this Christmas, the whole family is spending the holiday underwater, rocking gently with the current like being cradled in the ocean's enormous arms. Tap, tap, tap. Someone's knocking on the periscope that reaches up through all that water to the surface far above. There's Santa, waving and grinning, his beard floating around his face like a white cloud. He takes the deepest breath anyone's ever taken, deeper than should be possible. And then, whoosh, slides down the periscope like the most magical water slide in the world, tumbling through all that water, spinning and twirling, landing inside perfectly, completely dry despite the impossible journey. Two seashells appear on the twins' bunks, pearly and perfect and smooth. When homesickness comes tiptoeing in for their house on land that doesn't rock and sway, these shells will whisper grandmother's lullabies across all that water. 3 homes visited, each one deeper or higher or farther than the last. The snowflake grows warmer, pulling upward toward the frozen north. Up into cold now, where the air kisses your cheeks with gentle frost. Everything glows white and silver under dancing ribbons of green and purple light. The aurora borealis painting stories across the dark sky with invisible brushes. Snow stretches out forever in every direction, like an ocean made of diamonds. In the middle of all that beautiful cold sits a small igloo, golden light glowing soft through its walls like a tiny captured sun. Inside, bundled in furs that feel like the softest clouds, a girl teaches her little brother about the stars. She points up through the smoke hole at the top, showing him how their ancestors learned to read the sky like a map, how to find your way home when you're lost. Their quiet voices and the fire's crackling song are the only sounds for miles and miles and miles in every direction. The ice fishing hole outside begins to bubble and splash with something rising, something big coming up through the frozen lake. Santa surfaces like a seal coming up for air, like a whale breaching. And when he reaches the cold air above, he shakes himself exactly like a polar bear does after swimming. The spray that flies turns to perfect snowflakes before it can land, hundreds of tiny ice crystals dancing through the air. He leaves a blanket beside the sleeping children that shimmers with the same colors as the aurora dancing overhead. Greens and purples and blues, all woven together with starlight. Wrapped in it tomorrow, warmth will bloom in their hearts no matter how cold the world gets outside. 4 stops on this magical journey, 4 gifts left behind in impossible places. The snowflake hums softly toward mountain stone. The world rises up in shades of gray and brown, ancient stone reaching toward clouds. A cliff face stretches upward, tall as 10 houses stacked on top of each other. And there, carved right into the living rock by patient hands over many years, a home waits. Its blue wooden door looks like a piece of sky painted on the mountain, bright and cheerful and welcoming, with lanterns glowing on either side like friendly eyes. A family of shepherds lives here, choosing this quiet life high above the valleys, where clouds drift past their windows like slow boats and stars hang close enough to almost touch. Inside, lamplight dances warm and golden on stone walls that stay the same comfortable temperature all year round. A cat curls by the crackling fire, whiskers twitching with dreams. The smell of baking bread and soup simmering fills every corner with comfort and home. Listen carefully. That soft singing sound is rope sliding against rock. A candy cane striped line drops from somewhere high above, red and white twisted together like a barber pole, sparkling with frost where the cold touched it. Down rappels Santa, moving smooth and sure, like a mountain climber who's done this 1,000 times. He reaches a crack in the rock, barely wide enough for a rabbit to squeeze through. But he slips through like water, finding its way between stones, like moonlight through curtains, like magic itself, becoming exactly the right size to fit the impossible space. A music box appears on their wooden table, simple and beautiful. This one has no key to wind, no handle to turn. It only plays when the mountain wind blows through hidden cracks in the stone, and every single time the song is different. Sometimes lullabies, sometimes sheep calling, sometimes the mountain humming. 5 impossible places discovered, and Santa's sleigh is only halfway done. The snowflake lifts upward suddenly, pulling toward stars. Floating now, completely weightless. No up, no down, no floor, no ceiling. Just everywhere, all at once. The rules of the world changed. Gravity let go its hold. Stars surround everything. Billions and trillions of tiny holes where light from unimaginably far away leaks through into darkness. And there below, slowly spinning like a blue and green marble, Earth looks so small you could hold it in your hands, and so big it fills your entire heart. The space station drifts past, white and silver with solar panel wings spread wide like a dragonfly made of metal. Inside, a child floats gently, legs tucked up, hugging a soft pillow. She's making something special, a tiny paper star. She folds it carefully, creasing the points as best she can in the air, where things float away at every touch. Sometimes she whispers wishes into each star before letting it drift off, joining a small constellation of paper wishes above her sleeping bag. Outside the window, a comet streaks across space, trailing light so bright it wakes the dreams of the whole station. Riding the comet's tail, Santa swoops in close, turns a loop, then makes his way to the airlock. The code is typed in quickly, North Pole, and the door slides open with a soft hiss. Santa floats inside, upside down but grinning, right there, amidst the paper stars and the child's wishing smile. When the child sleeps, a new gift waits beside her. It's a snow globe specially made for space. Inside, little stars and snow swirl and never land. When she shakes it, the tiny paper star she made appears, glowing bright in the swirl, her wish caught forever in a piece of magic. Now she knows that even in space, a wish made with your own hands can become real. 6 places found, all different and full of hope. The snowflake spins softly, ready to carry you toward the next adventure. Back to solid ground, where feet can touch earth again. Fields stretch out in tidy rows, perfectly organized and peaceful. All the tulip bulbs sleeping beneath the winter soil and dreaming their spring dreams of blooming in colors. Against the dark sky stands a tall windmill, its wooden blades turning slow and steady in the night breeze, creaking their ancient song. From inside comes the warmest smell in the world: bread, baking, yeast and flour and butter, and home all mixed together. Through the window, a boy sweeps up white flour dust that's settled on the floor like indoor snow, making neat little piles with his broom. He's helping his father grind wheat that will become tomorrow's bread, being useful and good, always there when needed. But look closely at his fingers. They're stained with colors that won't quite wash away, no matter how he scrubs. Blue and yellow and green. Paint stains from the tulips he draws on scraps of paper when the work is finally done. The wind picks up outside, swirling and dancing around the windmill like it's celebrating something wonderful, something magical. Suddenly, Santa is riding that wind like an invisible river of air only he can see and feel. The wooden blades spin faster and faster, becoming a revolving door of wood and time and magic, and he spins right through them, matching their rhythm perfectly, stepping inside without disturbing a single grain of flour or making a sound louder than breathing. On the windowsill, where moonlight pools like spilled milk, a paintbrush appears, one that never runs out of colors, never runs dry no matter how much you paint. Red like May tulips, yellow like sunshine through clouds, blue like the clearest sky. Your dreams matter just as much as your daily work, just as much as being helpful. 7 impossible places Santa has visited, 7 dreams left glowing in the dark. The snowflake tugs gently toward ancient stone steps. Steps now, winding up and up, thousands and thousands of them carved into the mountain over centuries by patient, faithful hands, worn smooth by all the feet that climbed them seeking peace. They wind upward until clouds float below instead of above, until birds fly beneath instead of overhead, until the whole world seems upside down and inside out. At the very top, where the air is thin as whispers, a monastery sits wrapped in silence deeper than the ocean. Inside, A young monk lights candles, one by one, with a long wooden match, their small flames steady and calm in the perfectly still air, making gentle shadows dance on ancient walls. He chose this life of quiet prayer, chose to spend his days helping others find peace in their restless hearts. But tonight, his own heart feels heavy as stone, missing his little sister, who's celebrating Christmas far below in the valley, singing carols and hanging stockings without him there to see. Outside, 3 footsteps echo against stone. Just 3, no more. 1, 2, 3. Santa takes all 10,000 steps in a single magical leap, bouncing up the mountain, the way stones skip across water, the way hope rises up when you need it most, the way love climbs toward love. He reaches the bell tower at the very top and enters soft as prayer itself, quiet as snow falling on more snow, gentle as the answer to a wish. 2 small prayer bells appear beside the monk's sleeping mat, perfectly matched like twins, tuned to the exact same note so precisely they sing together even when apart. When one rings on the mountain, the other will echo in the valley below. No matter how many peaks stand between, no matter how much distance tries to keep them apart. 8 stops made, 8 hearts touched, and still 2 more waiting. The snowflake pulls downward into jungle green and warmth. Everything turns to green now, every shade that ever existed, all layered together like an endless painting. Emerald and jade and moss and lime, and colors that don't even have names yet. The air feels thick and warm and alive, humming with 1,000 sounds all blending into one. Rain drums its endless rhythm on leaves as big as tables. High above the jungle floor, where the air is clearer and sweeter, a wooden house rises on tall stilts, like it's standing on tiptoes trying to see over the trees. Inside, a girl sits surrounded by boxes and little cages, each one holding something hurt and healing. A baby monkey drinks from a bottle in her arms, eyes half closed with trust. A bird with a bandaged wing sleeps peacefully in a basket. She heals with such gentle love. Something moves fast through the dark trees, graceful as thought itself. Vine ropes part like curtains opening for a show, and there's Santa swinging through the canopy like he's always lived in jungles, like Tarzan, dressed in brilliant red. He whoops once, just once, a sound of pure joy, and lands soft as a falling leaf on the wooden porch, barely making it creak at all, barely disturbing the sleeping night. Stuffed animals appear in her room while she dreams of healing and kindness. A plush monkey with button eyes that shine, a soft parrot with felt feathers in every color, a gentle turtle with a stitched smile. They look just like the real ones she heals with such love. But these can sleep beside her, keeping her company when she's tired. 9 impossible homes reached tonight, with one final journey still ahead. The snowflake tugs toward something that never stops moving. Speed now, movement and rhythm, and the whole world rushing past. A train races through the darkness, cutting through night like scissors through black cloth, its wheels singing their ancient metal song against the rails. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. A rhythm older than anyone riding inside, older than memory, a lullaby made of motion and distance and going somewhere safe. Inside, families rock gently in their bunks, swaying with the movement like boats on calm water. Most are already sleeping, dreaming train dreams of arriving home. But through one window, 3 small faces peer out at the darkness rushing past, watching their old life disappear into the distance behind them. A mother and father sit close by, holding hands so tight their knuckles have turned white, trying so hard to be brave for their children, trying to smile when their hearts are scared. This refugee family travels toward a new home, a new country, new everything. 3 suitcases hold all they own in the world. Santa's sleigh appears right beside the moving train, matching its speed exactly like a shadow, flying alongside the way birds fly together in perfect formation. He waits there, patient as starlight, patient as love itself, until an open window rushes past. Then he jumps, one graceful, impossible leap, and tumbles through that window with a soft whoosh, landing light as a single snowflake on the rocking floor, steady despite the motion. A compass appears on the youngest child's pillow, small and brass and warm, engraved with words so tiny you have to look close. Home is where you're going. Beneath it, a map showing kind people waiting ahead, safe places, new friends who will love them. 10 impossible places Santa found on one magical Christmas Eve. Every single one. The snowflake begins fading now, dissolving into warmth. Time to return. The journey home happens in the space between one breath and the next, in that quiet pause where everything is possible. Floating back gently now over mountains and oceans, over forests and sleeping fields, over all 10 impossible places, now glowing with the magic that visited them tonight. The crystal snowflake grows lighter and lighter in your palm, dissolving from crystal to light to warmth, to nothing but the sweetest memory of traveling. Settling now, back into the familiar softness of your own blanket that knows your exact shape, that's been waiting patiently for you to return. Your own pillow that holds all your dreams safely inside its feathers. Your own room where everything is exactly as it should be, exactly where it belongs. The ceiling above keeping the sky out. The floor below keeping you grounded. The night outside your window keeping watch over everything. No place too far, no home too high, no child too hidden or forgotten. 10 impossible places on one Christmas Eve. Lighthouses and castles, submarines and igloos, mountains and space stations, windmills and monasteries, rainforests and moving trains. Santa found them all, every single one, every last child, because every child matters. Every home deserves magic, even the impossible ones, especially the impossible ones. The snowflake's warmth stays wrapped around your heart now, soft and gentle as the very best blanket ever woven. Tomorrow night, more adventures wait in the darkness, more moonbeams to ride, more magic to discover, more impossible places where possible things happen. But for now, for this perfect now, just this, just sleep, just rest, just dream the sweetest dreams that ever were. This is your place in the world. This is home. Sleep tight, little dreamer. You are so deeply, truly, impossibly loved. Good night.